All right, so we all know Exodus, where God is talking about, the firstborn son of all the Egyptians is going to die. And so when this is crazy. So it's this part where um Moses and his whole family, they're on their way to Egypt, right? And they stop for a night somewhere, and it says that the Lord confronted him and was about to kill him.
Okay, yeah.
But Moses' wife, Zipporah, took a flint knife and circumcised her son and
Yes.
touched his feet with the foreskin and said, "Now you are a bridegroom of blood to me." And one of my cliff notes says, when she said a bridegroom of blood, she was referring to the circumcision. And after that, the Lord leaves Moses alone.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't really fit in for me anywhere in the context when you're going through um the Exodus story. You're like, why? Like, what happened? Like, God, you were just all of a sudden like after Moses. Like, where's the
Yeah.
context for that? So that's a bit of a weird one at first glance, and I don't find decent context as to why God would be in opposition to him. You know what I mean?
I want to say, and I'm gonna pull this up and just do a quick search here, because I want to say in the book of Jubilees there's actually a little bit more on this story. But it is a weird one, because when you read that, yeah, like to your point, a lot of times when you go back and you read the context of what's kind of leading up, okay, it makes sense, right? Or you read maybe context of like a cultural context, right? Of like, here's what this means in that particular culture. But you don't really get that. Like, there's nothing in there. It's just a weird, kind of crazy one-off, like, what in the world was going on? It's almost like there's more to the story that isn't necessarily discussed.
Exactly.
That's just in there.
Now
But
there's
there's other stuff in there too.
Like, okay, so did God tell Moses to keep clean covenant, to have that circumcision? And then, but we don't get, what did you find in the what book did you say you found something in?
I want to say it's in the book of Jubilees, and I've got it pulled up here, and I'm doing a
Okay.
search to try to find here really quick.
Yeah,
But
it is a bit of a crazy one. And like, what? Why touch his feet? Like, that's
yeah,
just so, I don't know. That's a weird one.
it
That's
is a weird one. That one I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna kind of, that meme of Elmo where he just kind of throws his hands up and turns his head. That's kind of what I got going on in my head right now, Rod. I'm gonna kind of give you the Elmo meme on that one.
But when you stumble upon it and you're reading and you're trying to understand, you're like, what do you do with that? Exactly.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Because there's the other thing too is this gets into this particular section that I'm trying to find here gets into a cat named Mastema as well, which to me reads is basically Satan. But
no, wait, you said Mastema?
Mm-hmm. He's actually mentioned in one place in the Bible. I found this depending on your translation, right? Because a lot of things.
That's not a title.
It actually, I think when I looked it up, it does. When I looked up the Hebrew, I forget what it meant in Hebrew. It's kind of like, like Satan isn't Satan. It means accuser, right? Or, it means something.
We did an
different.
episode on that. Well, actually, one of my buddies did like 6 months of research. I did it in 2 parts. It was like 15 minutes and like 20 minutes. And I read his research paper, and the conclusion is Prince Mastema, using the extra biblical documents. And then we know Halal ben Shakar, right? But he goes through all these Bible verses. Like, it's undisputable. It's crazy. It's actually BHB, one of the guys I do music with. He does a lot of features with me. But he shows all the titles, all the references, Old Testament, New Testament, goes extra biblical documentation, Jubilees, Enoch, Jasher, right? Goes through all of it. So Mastema and Halal ben Shakar are names, but everything else is a title that's an expression of a job or a duty so that's interesting you bring that up.
It is. I'm not finding this, so I'm gonna have to probably abandon the search of this just for the sake of the conversation. But there's a lot of things talking about, obviously cleanliness and the clear command that when males should be circumcised, which is the 8th day. So the fact that his own son isn't circumcised tells me that, maybe he's being, undutiful, basically, or he's not following God's command. He's not following God's, here I've sent you to free the people, and you're not even following even the basic command of circumcision. So
The Lord came after him.
But
He was
I
going to
still
have
don't
his
have an
way
answer for
with
you
him.
touching his feet. Yeah, right.
I mean, it's
I
like,
got no answer for you on
dang.
rubbing foreskin on feet. I'm out on that one. I'm back to the Elmo meme on that one.